I mean, where did these people come from? Shouldn't have fruits and vegetables. What should you have? You know, dead animals, dried up beans that have enzyme inhibitors and high phytic acid. What kind of food would you eat on the planet to be healthy? I mean, if you medical doctors don't get with it, you need to resign and go somewhere else, because we're coming, and raw foods is the key. And, you know, thanks to Dr. Oz and some other docs, even though medical doctors have come a long way in their understanding of the raw foods. Naturopaths have always been raw foodists. Now, there's some maybe not so raw out there nowadays. If you have a real weak thyroid problem, keep in mind the thyroid is controlled by, and all the other glands are controlled by, the pituitary in the brain. The pituitary hypothalamus area is the control center of the body. It's the CEO of the corporation, if you will. And the thyroid can be having problems or suppressed because of TSH. TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone, and that's produced by the pituitary. It seems to me that most medical doctors give you some type of T4, which is synthetic precursor to thyroxine, like Synthroid, when your TSH is off, and it can still be pituitary problems. You would have to correlate. If you're a female and you're having ovarian problems, that for sure is going to take you up to the parathyroid or the pituitary. Sometimes we're dealing in so much chronic problems, guys, that you need to think about glandulars. You might Google glandulars, read about them. They're more like a stem cell consciousness, physics, where the law of homeostasis applies, where magnetically you can increase the function of the gland. Taking synthetic hormones is a bad thing. Any hormone or steroid or neurotransmitter or digestive enzyme. No, 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 no. These are the endocrine glands. They don't like it when you take what they need to make, because then they quit making it for you. And that includes digestive enzymes. And a lot of people are pushing digestive enzymes, and that's a bunch of crap. I've commented on this one before. But if you take these hormones, and I don't care if they're bioidentical, I don't care what they are. If you take steroids, hormones, neurotransmitters, that's those meat eaters out there that get epinephrine from slaughterhouse meat. It's the same thing as taking epinephrine. Same thing. If you eat it in a meat, you're still getting epinephrine. It gives you energy because it's a neurotransmitter, but it's a wrong kind of neuroenergy. You want your adrenals to supply your epinephrine. And so as long-term meat eating weakens the adrenal gland's production of epinephrine. But it's the same with all steroids. So anybody out there that has a hypothyroidism, you're always going to clean your lymphatic system. That is the main system that suppresses or does not allow you to rebuild these cells. That's the system that we all have to work on. The blood is easy. You can just change your nutrition and you will really affect that in a good way. Someone sent me on ME chronic fatigue. You know, I hear new things all the time. I've never heard of ME. Sorry about that, and I've been 40 years. There's always something out there. But whenever your lymph system is down, your adrenals and kidneys are down because they control that system. And so that is where all the pain, the stiffness, the loss of energy, because that's the neurotransmitters of the autonomic nervous system. So when your adrenals are down, you're going to feel neurological weakness all through you. That's chronic fatigue. You're going to experience the suppression of breathing or heart pumping or the activity and movement of muscles or endurance, that sort of thing. The steroid part can land you into all types of things, from sugar metabolism problems to the body shape and size problems to mineral utilization problems to a whole line of problems. That's why you can't take vitamins and minerals and things like that. That's the wrong way of doing it. You got to fix these glands, fix these cells. And you got to think cellular. Always think cellular. If you want to be well, think of cells and the two fluids that make those cells healthy, that feed those cells and clean those cells. And then you all know about the raw food, so magnetically and consciousness-wise, you're feeding your cells a highly elevated level of awareness, and it will pick them up out of their genetic slumbers. As I've said, I want to do a video on genetics here, and I will do that. So with this depression and memory loss, also clean the fungus out of your bodies. A lot of these problems are fungal problems that exacerbate these things. Epstein-Barr virus, crap like that, it's easy to get out of the body. That's nothing. Real problems exist in the lymph system, in the adrenal glands, and you can see all these problems. I want to link one thing here too. This other lady, and I have an occasion on my trip, I'm always running into people asking me tons of questions about their issues. And one big issue that people have to understand here is the parathyroid glands. The parathyroid gland is directly related to calcium utilization of the body. So when that gland is weak, depression sets in, because when you don't utilize calcium, you get depressed. And women that are having babies, babies suck calcium right out of you moms, and it'll make you have postpartum depression. Remember Andrea Yates, and I've discussed her in other videos. I feel sorry for this lady. She drowned 5 of her babies, and all they're giving her is antidepressants. You look at her, she's gaunt. You can size people up by looking at them. She's gaunt. Her connective tissue is weak. She's flabby, and she has wrinkles. That's connective tissue. And you're not utilizing calcium. You're losing it. Now, why do you lose calcium in the body? Well, babies are the big source, but acids. Calcium is a big acid of the body. It'll suck you calcium right out of you until you get osteoporosis, scoliosis. I mean, it's endless to what you can experience, and depression is a major part of not utilizing calcium, growing pains, things like this. You know, so the parathyroid is very important. Your fingernails, how strong your skin is, how strong your bones are. You know, a hypo or a hyper parathyroid case, like you have a hyperthyroidism, they never break bones. They're so strong because their utilization of calcium is at an all-time high. So, and this memory loss, get on raw foods, but use the herbs. I tell you, these herbs are great. I created these herbs years ago for my clinic because there's not very many good formulas out there. If you research herbs and you love herbs, look at the herbs I use and you'll see why I use them. I've got a new brain and nerve formula that is, I've been waiting to get this one out. And we've had to use up our other one. And, you know, when I make an herbal formula, it's got to vibrate. I got to go, wow, this is good. You know, because if it doesn't do that to me, it isn't good. And so this new brain and nerve, I've had a lot of people with a lot of pain in the brain, and took it away in a day or two. And so this is, I'm really using it with a lot of quads and paras and Lou Gehrig's and things, and I'm excited about it. And that's what an herbal formula is. It inspires the function of cells at a much higher level than your raw foods can. Our raw foods on this planet right now suck, actually. And it's a sad thing. We humans, you would think, would be right at making our foods the best. You know, but man's lost that. And it's like, come on, even the organics. I remember when bunny loves used to be, carrots used to be sweet. Those are organic carrots. Now they're bitter. Who makes bitter carrots out there? I'm an old farm boy. A carrot should never be bitter. But that's the way of the world. So anyway, use the herbs to get into the kidneys and into the lymph system more aggressively. Get those adrenal glands up. This is for the chronic fatigue, and move that lymph. Clean the fungus out of the body. This will really help you to get up, because they leave uric acid, and they're very depressive. A lot of problems with that. Here's a long one that I apologize, but this lady has got a big bone spur, a large one quite so, going through a muscle. Now, when your body's pulling calcium out of the tissues, that's because of acids. You're not moving that lymph system on that side of the body. Your kidneys aren't filtering on that side of the body. And it's not from the vaccinations. It's just that the vaccinations can exacerbate this if your lymph system isn't moving. Because if I inject something in your body's ability to disperse it and get rid of it is directly related not to the blood, to the lymph system. Even your blood dumps what it doesn't